So we are now going to study direct and inverse variation. Firstly, we will see real life examples of what is a direct variation and what is an inverse variation. Consider this first image which is shown on your screen. Here, this is the graph, this one, in which if a person works for, consider like he works for 2 hours and he is earning around 100 rupees. Here he is working for 3 hours and he is earning around 200 rupees. So as we are saying that as the number of hours the person is working, the number of rupees also increases, right? 5 hours, 400 rupees. And the graph is like this. It's increasing, okay? This is a direct relation. If one amount increases and the other amount also in turn increases because of the first amount, then we say that it is a direct relation. We have this car which is moving with the speed. If the speed is increased, then the distance also increases. If the speed is increased, the distance also increases. If a car is first traveling with 30 km per hour, then in 1 hour the car will travel 30 kilometers. If the car increases its speed to like 50 km per hour, then in 1 hour the car will travel 50 km. Considering the case that there is no traffic on the road, we are considering an ideal situation. तो जब कार 30 किलोमीटर पर आवर से दौड़ेगी तो 30 किलोमीटर और 50 किलोमीटर से दौड़ेगी तो 50 किलोमीटर की डिस्टेंस कवर करेगी. तो ये क्या हो रहा है इन दोनों में? डायरेक्ट रिलेशन है. उसी तरह से इन्वर्स रिलेशन क्या होता है इस फिगर में हम देखते हैं. तो इन्वर्स रिलेशन में क्या होता है कि कंसिडर कि हियर रमेश नाम का एक किड है एंड ही इज गोइंग टू हिज स्कूल. नाउ while walking he takes 40 minutes to cover the distance to his school. But रमेश का बड़ा भाई है यहाँ पर, सोमेश, ये साइकिल से जा रहा है. So he'll take lesser time. He'll take only 30 minutes. And the bus in which few kids are going through बस से जा रहे हैं कुछ बच्चे, तो उनको तो और भी कम टाइम लगेगा, ओनली 15 मिनट लगेंगे. तो क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर स्पीड जो है, इन सब की स्पीड अलग अलग है, स्पीड वेरी कर रही है. और यहाँ पे स्पीड जो है वो हम कहते हैं कि वो इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है टाइम से. इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल के लिए हम ऐसे लिखते हैं. इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल मतलब क्या है कि अगर जब स्पीड बढ़ रही है तब तक टाइम कम हो रहा है. जैसे अभी इनकी स्पीड, रमेश की जो स्पीड है वो सोमेश की स्पीड से कम होगी और सोमेश की स्पीड ये बस की स्पीड से कम होगी. तो जितनी ज़्यादा स्पीड उतना कम टाइम. बस की सबसे ज़्यादा स्पीड है बस की, तो सबसे कम टाइम बस लगाएंगी. ठीक है. तो ये होता है इन्वर्स रिलेशन कि एक चीज़ अगर बढ़ रही है तो दूसरी चीज़ कम हो रही है, उसे कहते हैं हम इन्वर्स रिलेशन. डायरेक्ट रिलेशन में क्या होता है कि अगर एक चीज़ बढ़ रही है तो दूसरी भी बढ़ रही है, उसे कहते हैं डायरेक्ट रिलेशन. और इन्वर्स में क्या होता है, एक चीज़ बढ़ रही है दूसरी चीज़ कम हो रही है, इसे कहते हैं इन्वर्स वेरिएशन. इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट टॉपिक पढ़ेंगे जो कि इस चैप्टर के लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है, वो है यूनिटरी मेथड. यूनिटरी मेथड में यहाँ पर अगर हम देखें तो एक टर्म है, देखिए यूनिटरी. क्या है ये? यूनिट. और उसमें ये है यूनिट वर्ड. यूनिट मीन्स वन और सिंगल थिंग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम इसे एग्जाम की तरह से समझे तो कंसिडर करिए कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ वी गेट अ डजन ऑफ बनानास. डजन मतलब 12 नंबर में डजन ऑफ बनानास की कॉस्ट है, कंसिडर करिए 48 रुपीज़ है. ठीक है. अभी तो 60 रुपीज़ चल रही है मार्केट में. कंसिडर करिए कि 48 रुपीज़ है. चलो हम 60 रुपीज़ ही कंसिडर कर लेते हैं, कोई बात नहीं, जो है 60 रुपीज़. ठीक है. 60 रुपीज़ कॉस्ट है. ओके. So firstly, what we do in unitary method is we'll find out the cost of 1 unit. एक यूनिट की अगर 12 बनानास की कॉस्ट 60 रुपीज़ है तो एक बनाना की कॉस्ट कितनी होगी? तो कॉस्ट ऑफ 1 बनाना और सिंगल बनाना और यूनिट ऑफ बनाना विल बी 60, that is the total cost upon number of bananas. So we know that 12 ones are 12, 12 fives are 16. So cost of 1 banana is 5 rupees. We have found out the cost of 1 unit of banana. Okay. Now if somebody asks us, or if somebody wants to buy 7 bananas only, so cost of 7 bananas will be how much? 7 into 5 rupees. This will be total 35 rupees. Okay. So here in this case, what is happening is, can we guess, is this a direct relation or an inverse variation? Yes, this is a direct variation. As the number of bananas increases, the cost also increases. For 12 bananas, the cost was 60 rupees. And for 7 banana, the cost decrease. As the number of bananas decrease, the cost also decrease. Okay. So this is a direct variation. And we are seeing that this is a unitary method which we are using to calculate the cost of 1 banana firstly, and then we can calculate any number of bananas cost. Okay, there's one more example with us. For example, the cost of 20 kg flour, मतलब आटे का अगर कॉस्ट है 20 kg का 360 रुपीज़ है समझिए, ठीक है. एंड देन कैन वी फाइंड आउट कॉस्ट ऑफ 1 kg आटा. 1 kg आटा का कितना होगा? 1 kg आटा का कॉस्ट होगा 360 रुपीज़ अपॉन कितना kg है? 20 kg है, ठीक है. 0 1 0 विल गेट कैंसल. 36 को 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, 2 1s are 2 18s are. So it is what? 18 rupees per kg. This is the cost of 1 kg of atta. Cost of 1 kg of atta. So now can we find out what will the cost of 10 kgs of atta? Well, let's consider an odd number. Cost of 9 kgs of atta कितना होगा? It will be 9 into 18. Okay, 9 into 18 how much? 72 162 rupees will be the total cost of 9 kg of atta. Okay, so this is what a unitary method is, which is used to calculate firstly 1 unit cost. एक यूनिट का कॉस्ट निकला, जैसे in this case we find out the cost of 1 kg of atta. In the previous case we found out the cost of 1 banana, and then it helps us to measure the cost of any number of bananas or any amount of kgs of atta. Okay, now we'll go to our next topic, that is direct variation. So I gave you examples of direct variations in the first part only, that if one amount increases and it leads to the other amount also increasing, that is, this is called direct relation or direct variation. Direct. If one increases, the other increases. If one decreases, the other decreases. For example, if we have that the cost of 3 pens, if I go to a shop and try to buy 3 pens, the cost will be around 3 pen. If the pen cost, 1 pen cost 10 rupees, the cost of 3 pen is 30 rupees. And I changed my mind and I then decided to buy 6 pens. Cost of 6 pens. So what will be the cost of 6 pens? Cost of 6 pens will be 60 rupees. See, as the number of pens are increasing, so as the cost of the pen, or the total cost, we can say the total cost is also increasing. Total cost is also increasing. This means that there is a direct relation between the number of pens and the total cost which is involved in the transaction. Alright, so now we'll take one question on this topic. We have a question. Assume that the railway fare is directly proportional to the length of journey. For example, there is a question considering that railway fare is directly proportional to the length of journey, and we need to find the fare for 1200 kilometers of journey. All right, if the railway fare for 200 kilometer is 250 rupees. Okay, so we have this question in which the railway fare is directly proportional. So the fare it is directly proportional to what? To the length. Railway fare is directly proportional to the length of journey. Okay, so if we write the solution, what we have given is that railway fare is directly proportional. See, this is the sign of directly proportional which I have just made, an alpha like sign. It is directly proportional to the length of journey. Okay, and we have been also given that if the railway fare for 200 kilometers is 250, so we have been given that railway fare for 200 kilometer is what? It is 250 rupees. It is 250 rupees. Okay, and we need to find the fare for 1200. What do we need to find? We need to find the fare for 1200 kilometers of our journey. So how will we solve this question? See, there is a direct relation between the two quantities, that is the railway fare and the length of journey. If the length of journey increases, the railway fare will also increase. Okay, and if the length of journey decreases or it is less, then the railway fare will also be lesser. Okay, now how will we solve it? We'll solve it by using unitary method. In unitary method, firstly we need to find out the fare for 1 unit. Now in this case, 1 unit is 1 kilometer. So can we find out the fare for 1 kilometer? Fare for 1 kilometer using this information. Fare for 1 kilometer will be 250 rupees upon 200 kilometers. This will be the fare for 1 kilometer. Now consider if I don't cancel this out, I just keep it like this only, because this will help me see later. See, if I have to find out now the fare for 200 kilometers, 1200 kilometers, fare for 1200 kilometers. So what will be the fare for 1200 kilometers? I have the fare for 1 kilometer, that is 250 upon 200. I'll just multiply it with 1200. Okay. Now these two zeros and these two zeros get cancelled. 2 ones are 2, 6 are, and then I've been getting this 250 into 6. 25, 6 is what? 50, 100, 150, and this 0. So it will be around 1500 rupees will be the fare for 1200 kilometers. Therefore, you always need to require to be 1500 rupees is the total cost of fare for your journey. Alright, so this is a simple question that we have used, in which we have used the unitary method, and we have tried to find out the cost of our journey for 1200 kilometers. Alright.